Lisa Moore stood at the viewing deck of Horizon Station and stared at the stars. 10 years had passed since the end of the Galactic War, but the memories still haunted her. She watched as a Kaltori trade ship docked at the station. Their insect-like forms still made her skin crawl. "Admiring the view, Captain," a voice called from behind. Lisa turned to see Vox Turrell, her blue-skinned Ardelian colleague. "Just thinking, Vox. About the war again." Vox Turrell moved beside her, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. Lisa nodded. She had been a fighter pilot during the conflict. Her squadron had defended Earth's colonies until the bitter end. But it hadn't been enough. Humanity and their Alliance allies had lost to the Kaltori Empire. Now humans lived under harsh peace terms that felt more like slow punishment. "I received word that 3 colony ships from Proxima Centauri arrived today," Vox Turrell said. "More refugees seeking work on the station." Lisa's jaw tightened. Proxima Centauri was where her husband Frank had died when the Kaltori bombed the civilian shelters. She still wore his wedding ring on a chain around her neck. "The Kaltori promised to help rebuild that system," Lisa said. "Another broken promise." Her communicator beeped. Lisa checked the message and her heart skipped. It was encrypted, tagged with Admiral Paul Hayes' personal code. She hadn't heard from her old commander in years. "Duty calls," she told Vox Turrell. In her private quarters, Lisa activated the secure channel. Admiral Hayes' weathered face appeared on the screen. "It's been a long time, Captain Moore," he said. His hair had gone completely gray. "Almost 3 years, sir." Hayes looked around as if worried about being watched. "I need to see you in person. It's about something we were working on before the surrender." "Sir, I can't say more over any channel. Come to the Europa research base. Alone." He lowered his voice. "It might change everything, Lisa. For all of us." The connection ended. Lisa sat back, mind racing. Before the war ended, she had heard rumors about a secret weapon being developed, but the fighting had stopped too quickly for anything to come of it. The next morning, as Lisa packed a small bag, Vox Turrell entered her quarters without knocking. "You're leaving," he stated. "Just for a few days. Personal business." Vox Turrell closed the door behind him. "The Kaltori fleet is moving, Lisa. 3 battle groups have left their base at Ta City in the past week." Lisa froze. "Moving where?" "We don't know yet, but the pattern looks like it did before they attacked New Mars Colony." "That was just a border dispute," Lisa said, repeating the official explanation. "Was it?" Vox Turrell's upper eyes narrowed. "My people were allies with humans during the war. Some of us still remember what friendship means." He handed her a data chip. "Kaltori communication logs. Not the ones they share with Alliance officials. The real ones." "How did you get these?" "Some Kaltori still believe the war was wrong. They have consciences too." He moved toward the door. "Whatever your admiral friend wants, be careful. The peace is thinner than most realize." After Vox Turrell left, Lisa studied her reflection in the mirror. Her dark hair now had strands of gray. The scar across her cheek had faded but would never disappear completely, just like the memories. She fastened her diplomatic uniform and tucked the data chip into a hidden pocket. If Hayes was reactivating old military projects, it meant trouble was coming. But maybe, just maybe, humans wouldn't be helpless this time. 6 hours later, her transport ship left Horizon Station, bound for Jupiter's moon Europa. As the blue sphere of Earth passed by her window, Lisa touched Frank's ring hanging from her neck. "What are you planning, Hayes?" she whispered to herself. "And why now, after all this time?" She didn't know the answer, but for the first time in years, she felt something she had almost forgotten. Hope. The Europa research base was built deep under the icy surface of Jupiter's moon. Lisa followed a young soldier through cold metal hallways. Few people knew this place existed. Even fewer had clearance to enter. "The Admiral is waiting for you," the soldier said, stopping at a heavy door marked Project Lazarus. Lisa stepped inside. The room was filled with screens, strange machines, and people in lab coats. Admiral Hayes stood near a large window that looked into another room. "Captain Moore," Hayes said, his voice tired but his eyes bright. "Thank you for coming." Lisa saluted. "Your message was hard to ignore, sir." Hayes nodded to a small woman with wild red hair who was typing rapidly at a console. "This is Dr. Kate Bennett. She's been leading our most important project for the past 12 years. Dr. Bennett barely looked up. "You're late, Captain. We expected you yesterday." "I had to dodge a Kaltorid patrol," Lisa explained. "They're watching transport routes more closely now." This got the doctor's attention. She and Hayes exchanged worried looks. "Then we have less time than we thought," Hayes said. He gestured to the window. "Look." Lisa moved closer and saw a man in a chair. He wore a strange helmet connected to wires. His eyes were closed. Around him, several small drone machines floated in the air, moving in perfect patterns. "That's Eric Collins," Hayes explained. "Former Marine. Lost both legs and his right arm in the Battle of Ta City." Lisa watched as the drones formed complex formations, moving as if they were parts of a single organism. "What am I looking at?" she asked. Dr. Bennett joined them. "Neural interface technology. Eric isn't controlling those drones with his hands or voice. He's controlling them with his mind." "That's impossible," Lisa said. "Not impossible, just very, very difficult," Dr. Bennett replied. "We've created a way for the human brain to directly connect with machines. No controls needed, no delay, just thought and action." Hayes touched a button on the wall. "Eric, show Captain Moore what you can do." The man in the chair opened his eyes. He smiled at Lisa through the window. Then the drones began to move faster, spinning, diving, and forming shapes so quickly they became blurs. "He's controlling all 12 drones at once," Hayes said. "A normal pilot can barely handle one with traditional controls." This was our secret weapon, Lisa realized. The one that wasn't ready before the surrender. Hayes nodded. "We were 6 months away from deployment when the Alliance signed the peace treaty. The Kaltori had pulverized our fleets. Earth was next. We had no choice." "But the Kaltori were in worse shape than anyone knew," Dr. Bennett added. "Their resources were almost gone. They pushed for peace because they couldn't win a long war." Lisa's mind raced. "So you kept developing this technology in secret. Why?" "Because the Kaltori never intended the peace to last," Hayes said. "They just needed time to rebuild." He handed Lisa a tablet. It showed reports of Kaltori ships moving toward human colonies. "They're getting ready to finish what they started," Hayes said. "And this time, they won't accept surrender." Dr. Bennett pointed to Eric, still controlling the drones with his thoughts. "This is just the beginning. The interface works with any machine. Ships, defense systems, communication networks. One human could control an entire battle station," Hayes added. "Or a fleet." Lisa thought of the data chip Vox Turrell had given her. "How many people know about this?" "A handful," Hayes replied. "If the Kaltori found out, they'd attack immediately." "Why tell me?" Lisa asked. Hayes and Bennett exchanged looks again. "Because we need someone to lead the first field team," Hayes said. "Someone who understands what's at stake. Someone who has lost everything to the Kaltori and isn't afraid to fight back." Dr. Bennett stepped closer. "We need you, Captain Moore. Humanity needs you." Lisa watched Eric and the drones. She thought of Frank, of the billions who had suffered under Kaltori rule. She touched the ring around her neck. "When do we start?" she asked. 3 days later, Lisa sat in a crowded bar on Horizon Station. The place was filled with noise and the smell of cheap alcohol. People from 5 different species drank together, but stayed in their own groups. 10 years of peace had not created true friendship. Lisa checked her watch again. Her contact was late. A large man with a thick beard slid into the seat across from her. "You look good for someone who's supposed to be on leave," Sam Rodriguez said. Lisa had fought beside Sam during the worst days of the war. Now he ran an underground network of veterans who watched the Kaltori. "Thanks for coming," Lisa said. Sam ordered a drink. When a dead project suddenly comes back to life, I get curious. "What do you know about Project Lazarus?" Sam leaned closer. "Only rumors. Mind machine stuff. Too sci-fi to be real." He studied her face. "Until now, I guess." "I need information," Lisa said. "Anything about Kaltori movements near human colonies." Sam pulled out a small device and placed it on the table. It created a bubble of static around them that blocked listening devices. "It's bad," he said. 3 days ago, the Kaltori hit a research outpost near Alpha Centauri, killed everyone. The Alliance is calling it a pirate attack. But you don't believe that. Pirates don't use military-grade weapons." Sam's eyes were hard. "And they don't take human tissue samples." Lisa felt cold. "Samples." The Kaltori took brain tissue, nerve endings, spinal fluid. Very specific parts. Sam finished his drink. "My source says they're developing a bioweapon that targets human neural pathways." Lisa thought of the neural interface technology. If the Kaltori knew about it, a bioweapon would be the perfect counter. "There's more," Sam continued. "The Kaltori Council has been meeting in secret. Their emperor hasn't been seen in public for weeks." "They're preparing for something," Lisa said. Sam nodded. "Just like before they hit New Mars." He pushed a small drive across the table. "Full report, plus locations of Kaltori ships that officially don't exist." As Lisa reached for the drive, the bar's door burst open. 3 Kaltori soldiers walked in, their hard exoskeletons clicking as they moved. The room went quiet. "Time to go," Sam whispered. Back entrance. They walked casually toward the kitchen. One of the Kaltori turned its compound eyes toward them. "Don't run," Sam warned. "They smell fear." They made it through the kitchen and out into the back alley. Sam grabbed Lisa's arm. "Whatever Hayes is planning, tell him to hurry," he said. "The Kaltori aren't waiting much longer." Lisa took a transport back to Europa the next morning. The neural interface lab was busier than before. Dr. Bennett looked like she hadn't slept. "You're just in time," she told Lisa. "We're ready for the first team integration." In the main lab, Eric Collins sat with 5 other people. All wore simple versions of the neural interface helmet. "These are our first volunteers," Hayes explained. "All veterans, all with nothing left to lose." Lisa recognized a woman with short blonde hair. Grace Miller. "From the Mars Defense." Grace nodded. "Captain Moore, good to see you again." Hayes pointed to the others. Kyle Peters, Dwayne Jackson, Olivia Wright, and Jason Bell. All trained and ready. Dr. Bennett handed Lisa a helmet. "We've prepared one for you too." Lisa hesitated. What exactly happens during integration? "Your brain learns to extend itself," Bennett explained, "to reach beyond your body and into machines. It's intense." "Painful?" Lisa asked. "Life-changing," Eric Collins answered. His eyes were different now. Deeper somehow. "You'll never see the world the same way again." An alarm suddenly blared. A technician ran into the room. "Admiral, Kaltori ships have attacked the New Eden colony," he shouted. "Thousands dead already. They're calling it a containment operation, claiming there was a disease outbreak." Hayes looked at the team, then at Lisa. "We're out of time. Are you with us?" Lisa took the helmet from Bennett's hands. "Let's show the Kaltori what humans can really do," she said. The neural interface felt cold against Lisa's skin. Dr. Bennett had shaved a small patch of her hair to ensure better contact. The rest of the team was already connected to their units, eyes closed, bodies relaxed. "Ready, Captain?" Dr. Bennett asked. Lisa nodded. "Do it." Bennett pressed a button. The world exploded inside Lisa's mind. Colors, sounds, and feelings rushed through her brain like a flood. She gasped. Her consciousness stretched and expanded. She could feel the machines around her as if they were parts of her own body. The sensation was overwhelming. "Breathe." Eric's voice came from somewhere far away. Don't fight it. Lisa forced herself to relax. Slowly, the chaos organized into patterns she could understand. She opened her eyes and saw the room differently. She could see the power flowing through the walls, feel the communications passing through nearby systems. Amazing, she whispered. Hayes watched from behind a protective screen. How long until they're ready for field deployment? He asked Bennett. They need time to adjust, she replied. At least a week off. An alarm blared. A technician rushed in. Admiral, the Kaltori have launched a full attack on Armstrong Colony. The defensive fleet has been destroyed. Hayes looked at the neural team. We don't have a week. 12 hours later, Lisa and her team were on a small, unmarked ship heading for Armstrong Colony. Each wore a compact version of the neural interface. Their mission had no official approval. If they failed, the Alliance would deny all knowledge of their actions. Armstrong has 5,000 colonists. Hayes told them over the secure channel. Mostly families. The Kaltori will arrive in 3 hours. And conventional forces? Lisa asked. None available in time, Hayes replied. You're all those people have. The colony came into view, a dome-covered settlement on a rocky moon. Lisa connected her neural interface to the colony systems. Immediately, she could feel every defense turret, sensor array, and power grid. Information flowed directly into her mind. Unlinking to the Eastern Defense Grid, Eric said. Western Grid connected, Grace added. One by one, the team joined their minds to the colony systems. Lisa felt their presence alongside hers in the digital space. They were becoming a single entity, thinking and reacting as one. Kaltori ships entering sensor range, Dwayne reported. 6 cruisers, 20 fighters. Lisa accessed the colony's communication system. Attention all residents. This is Captain Moore. Seek shelter immediately. This is not a drill. The Kaltori attacked without warning or mercy. Their ships descended toward the colony, weapons charge. In the past, such an overwhelming force would have destroyed the human settlement in minutes. But not today. Through the neural interface, Lisa and her team controlled every defensive system simultaneously. They reacted with machine-like speed and human creativity. Turrets fired with perfect accuracy. Energy shields shifted to counter each attack. The colony's few fighter ships moved in patterns no single pilot could achieve. A Kaltori cruiser exploded as Eric directed 4 defense turrets to hit its engine simultaneously. Grace used the colony's communication array to jam the Kaltori targeting systems. Olivia reprogrammed maintenance robots to repair damage almost as quickly as it occurred. Lisa coordinated it all, her mind stretched across the entire battlefield. She felt a strange joy in the connection. This is what they had trained for. This is what the neural interface made possible. The Kaltori had expected an easy victory. Instead, they faced resistance unlike anything they had seen before. After losing 3 cruisers and 12 fighters, they retreated. When it was over, Lisa disconnected from the system. Her body felt heavy and strange. Blood trickled from her nose. The others looked equally exhausted. We did it, Kyle said, his voice weak. Lisa nodded. This was just one colony. The Kaltori will be back, and they'll be ready for us next time. But now humanity has a chance, Eric replied. For the first time since the war ended, we have hope. Lisa touched her husband's ring. And the Kaltori have something they haven't felt in a long time. What's that? Grace asked. Fear, Lisa said. News of the Armstrong colony victory spread quickly. People called it a miracle. Videos showed how the colony's defenses had moved with impossible coordination. The Alliance Council demanded answers, but Admiral Hayes revealed nothing about Project Lazarus. The Kaltori Empire was not silent. Their emperor sent a message to all human worlds. Humans have developed illegal neural technology. The emperor's harsh voice declared, "This violates our peace treaty. Surrender this technology immediately or face the consequences." On Europa base, Lisa sat in the medical bay while Dr. Bennett examined her. The headaches had started 3 days after the Armstrong battle. Now they were getting worse. "Your brain scans show unusual activity," Bennett said, looking worried. "The neural pathways are being overworked." Lisa winced as a sharp pain shot through her head. "Will it stop?" "I don't know," Bennett admitted. "We never had time for long-term testing." Eric Collins entered the room. He looked pale. "Another nosebleed?" Lisa asked. He nodded. "Third one today. Grace is worse. She collapsed during training." Before Lisa could respond, Admiral Hayes burst into the room. "The Kaltori have launched attacks on 5 colonies simultaneously," he said. "The Alliance fleet can't reach them all in time." "We'll get ready," Lisa said, standing up despite the pain. Hayes shook his head. "Not this time. The Council has ordered me to shut down Project Lazarus. They're still hoping for a diplomatic solution." "That's suicide," Eric protested. "I agree," Hayes said. "That's why I'm showing you this instead of shutting it down." He led them through a hidden door and down a long corridor. They emerged into an enormous underground hangar. In the center sat a ship unlike anything Lisa had ever seen. It was sleek and black, with strange patterns on its hull that seemed to shift and move. "The Vigilant," Hayes announced. "The true purpose of Project Lazarus." Dr. Bennett joined them. This ship was designed to be controlled entirely through neural interface. No crew, no traditional controls. One pilot, connected directly to all systems, Hayes added, with enough power to match an entire fleet. Lisa stared at the ship. "You built this during the war." Hayes nodded. "We were desperate. The Kaltori were winning. This was our last hope." "But the neural strain would kill any pilot," Bennett said quietly. "We knew that even then." A technician ran into the hangar. "Admiral, Kaltori forces have entered the Sol system. They're heading straight for Earth." Hayes turned to Lisa. "Earth's defenses won't hold against a full Kaltori assault." "How many ships?" Eric asked. "Over 50, the technician replied, "including their flagship." Lisa looked at the Vigilant. She thought of Frank, of all those who had died in the war. She thought of Earth, vulnerable and exposed. "I'll pilot it," she said. "Lisa, no," Eric grabbed her arm. "The neural load will be too much." "Do we have a choice?" she asked. Dr. Bennett stepped forward. "I've been working on something. A way to share the neural load between 2 pilots." "Is it tested?" Hayes asked. "Nothing about this is tested," Bennett replied. "But it might keep them alive long enough." An alarm sounded throughout the base. The Kaltori had been detected near Mars. "Get the ship ready," Hayes ordered. "And pray it's enough." While technicians prepared the Vigilant, Sam Rodriguez arrived with disturbing news. "We found a spy," he told Lisa. "One of the lab assistants has been feeding information to the Kaltori for months." That's how they knew about the neural technology, Lisa realized. "And why they're developing weapons to counter it," Sam added. "The spy had access to everything." Lisa felt a chill. Did they learn about the Vigilant? "We don't think so. That project was compartmentalized." Lisa's head throbbed as another headache hit her. She saw Eric watching her with concern. "You don't have to do this," he said quietly. Lisa touched Frank's ring around her neck. "Yes, I do." She looked up at the Vigilant. "For 10 years, we've lived under Kaltori control. It's time that ended." "Then I'm going with you," Eric said. Lisa nodded, knowing they might not survive. Together, then. The final preparations began as Earth braced for an attack that could end human civilization forever. The Vigilant rose from Europa's surface like a ghost. No lights, no visible engines, just a dark shape against the stars. Inside the special neural chamber, Lisa and Eric lay in gel-filled pods that would help their bodies survive the stress of the neural connection. Neural interface activating in 30 seconds. Dr. Bennett's voice came through the speakers. "Remember, if the pain becomes too much, try to disconnect." Lisa looked at Eric in the pod next to hers. Ready? He nodded. For Earth. The neural helmets activated. Lisa gasped as her mind expanded far beyond anything she had experienced before. She wasn't just connected to a defense system now. She was the ship. She could feel every part of the Vigilant, as if it were her own body. The hull was her skin, the sensors her eyes, the weapons her hands. Eric's presence joined hers in the digital space. Together, they guided the Vigilant toward Earth, where the Kaltori fleet was already engaging the planet's defenses. My God, Eric whispered, there are so many of them. 53 Kaltori warships surrounded Earth. The human defense fleet, just 20 ships strong, was being quickly overwhelmed. On the planet below, millions watched the battle in terror. Earth Defense Command is hailing us, Lisa said, perceiving the communication signal as a gentle touch on her mind. This is Admiral Chen of Earth Defense, a voice said. Unidentified vessel. Identify yourself. Lisa focused her thoughts. This is Captain Lisa Moore on the Vigilant. We're here to help. One ship, against the entire Kaltori fleet. Chen sounded desperate. We need reinforcements, not a miracle. That's exactly what we're bringing, Lisa replied. Through their neural connection, Lisa and Eric directed the Vigilant into the heart of the battle. The ship moved in ways that should have been impossible, its advanced systems responding to their thoughts faster than any human crew could react. The Vigilant fired strange energy weapons that cut through Kaltori shields like they weren't there. 3 enemy ships exploded in quick succession. The Kaltori fleet turned their attention to this new threat. They're surrounding us, Eric said, his thoughts tinged with pain. The neural strain was already affecting them. Lisa pushed harder, ignoring the blood that trickled from her nose. Focus on their flagship. The Vigilant danced between enemy ships, taking hits but somehow absorbing the energy. For every system that failed, Lisa and Eric redirected power, reprogrammed defenses, and created new solutions instantly through the neural link. The Kaltori Emperor's flagship fired its main cannon. The blast hit the Vigilant directly. Lisa screamed as she felt the ship's pain as her own. Hull breach in Section 4, Eric reported, his voice strained. I can't maintain the shield pattern. Lisa's vision blurred. The neural load was becoming too much. She could feel her brain struggling to process the vast amount of information. Lisa, Eric called out, we need to split the load differently. I'll take weapons and shields. You handle navigation and countermeasures. They adjusted their neural connection. The pain decreased slightly, but Lisa knew they were both reaching their limits. The Vigilant spun and fired, destroying another Kaltori cruiser. The human defense fleet, seeing this amazing ship in action, rallied and pressed their attack. It's working. Admiral Chen's voice came through. Keep going. But inside the neural chamber, alarms were blaring. Their brain activity is off the charts, Dr. Bennett told Admiral Hayes over the communication link. They can't take much more of this. On the main screen, they watched as the Vigilant tore through the Kaltori fleet, moving with impossible grace and power. Already, 12 enemy ships had been destroyed, and others were retreating. Inside the neural chamber, Lisa felt a strange calm despite the pain. She and Eric were in perfect sync now, their minds working as one. Through the ship's sensors, she could see Earth below, beautiful and blue. We can do this, she told Eric, just a little longer. The Kaltori Emperor's flagship turned to flee. Lisa directed the Vigilant in pursuit, determined to end this threat once and for all. For Frank, she whispered, for everyone they took from us. The final attack began. 3 months after the Battle of Earth, Lisa sat in a wheelchair on a viewing platform overlooking New Geneva. Her body was thin, and her hands shook slightly. The doctor said she might never fully recover from the neural damage. But she had survived. Earth had survived. The Kaltori Emperor's flagship had been destroyed in the battle, along with 27 other ships. The rest had fled back to their territory. For the first time in a decade, Humanity stood tall again. Eric wheeled himself next to her. His recovery was going better than hers, but he still couldn't walk without help. "Admiral Hayes is coming today," he said, "with news from the peace talks." Lisa nodded. The neural strain had affected her speech, but her mind remained sharp. "Good news?" she asked. "I think so." The door opened, and Admiral Hayes entered with Dr. Bennett. The doctor immediately checked Lisa's vitals. "Your readings are better today," Bennett said with a smile. "The new treatment is helping." Hayes looked older than when Lisa had first met him at Horizon Station. The battle and its aftermath had taken a toll on everyone. "The Kaltori signed the new treaty this morning," he announced. "The moderates have taken control after the Emperor's death. They're withdrawing from all human colonies and paying reparations." "They're afraid," Eric said. "Afraid of what else we might have." Hayes nodded. "The Vigilant changed everything. The other species in the galaxy are looking at humans differently now." "And the technology?" Lisa asked, her voice rough but clear. Dr. Bennett sat down beside her. "We've found a way to make the neural interface safer. Limited connection, better filtering. It won't allow the kind of power you had in the Vigilant, but it won't kill the users either. Already, we're seeing applications beyond warfare," Hayes added. "Medicine, space exploration, communication. The technology is transforming our society." A group of children ran past the window, laughing. Normal life was returning to Earth. The fear that had hung over humanity for so long was finally lifting. "Was it worth it?" Lisa asked quietly. No one answered immediately. The cost had been high. Many had died in the battle. Lisa and Eric would never fully recover from their injuries. But humanity was free. Sam Rodriguez arrived with reports from the border regions. "The Kaltori are keeping their word so far," he said, "and our allies are standing with us again. The Ardelians have offered a full military alliance." Lisa thought of Vox Turl, who had risked everything to help her. "Friends matter," she said. In the months that followed, Lisa slowly improved. She began speaking at alliance meetings, becoming a voice for responsible use of the neural technology. When some military leaders wanted to build more ships like the Vigilant, she fought against it. "This technology should save lives, not take them," she told the Alliance Council. "We have a chance to build something better now." 1 year after the battle, Lisa stood with help from McCain at the new memorial in New Geneva. Thousands of names were inscribed there, including Frank's. The memorial honored all who had died in the Galactic War and its aftermath. Eric joined her, walking slowly but without his wheelchair. "The first civilian neural healing center opens tomorrow," he said. "They're naming it after you." Lisa smiled. "They should name it after all of us." This was never about one person. They watched as a group of humans and aliens gathered for the memorial ceremony. Former enemies now stood side by side. The galaxy was changing. "We almost lost everything," Eric said. "Now look at us." Lisa touched Frank's ring, still hanging around her neck. She would always carry the loss and the pain, but now there was something else too. Hope. "Humanity found its strength when we needed it most," she said, "not just in technology, but in each other." Above them, ships from a dozen worlds flew in formation, not as a show of force, but as a symbol of the new peace, a peace built not on fear or domination, but on respect. Lisa looked up at the stars, toward the future. "That's the real victory."